Hey everyone, welcome back to Apocalyptic Guitars. Yes, we're back here. I know it's been a while, but yeah, we're gonna do today is we're actually gonna make the control cavity plate, and let's see. What we got here is nothing's really changed that much. I haven't really done anything. I glued the neck in. The neck is set. I cleaned up the fretboard a little bit. I made the plate, the truss rod cover, so that's done. I cleaned up the edges here a little bit, but during fine sanding of the headstock, we're gonna make it perfect. So what we're gonna do today is do the control cavity plate. I'm still waiting on one more bridge, but I do have a bridge because I was trying to decide on which bridge to use because I had two types of bridges in mind, but this is one of the types I had in mind. Like that. It's a hardtail, gold black. However, I don't think I am going to go with this one. At least I don't plan to, because it doesn't really fit with the guitar style at all, really. At least in my eyes, in my opinion, it doesn't really fit. Looks-wise, it doesn't fit. But I have another bridge coming, another type of bridge coming. Same color, black and gold. But it's actually individual saddles. So that might look a lot better. So I'm waiting on that. That should be here on Friday. So we're waiting on that to do that. In the meantime, we're going to do the back plate. So let's get started. Alright folks, first things first now. We need to trace out the plate. And I did use this template for it. So we're going to do that. So all we got to do is line it up. Make sure we're lined up perfectly here, which we are. And then we're going to trace it all out. So I personally love, this is a cedar board here. I personally like using cedar for plates, especially back plates. Cedar is a phenomenal type of wood, I'll tell you. It keeps out the bugs, and it's more, besides that, it smells good. Let's just put it on the table. It smells good. It keeps the bugs out. It's more, I would say, more weather resistant than other types of woods, really. Soft woods, rather. And I just think it looks awesome. I love cedar. It's one of my favorite woods. So we got it traced out, and here's the cavity. I don't know if you can see it, but there's the cavity. It's going to fit right in there. So now what we got to do is cut it. So let's go cut, shall we? Yes. Alright, we're at the bandsaw. We're going to cut this out here. So let's get started, shall we?
So what I'm going to do is actually cut the...
That smell is so nice. Oh, I love smells. I love the smell of cedar. Oh my god. And there we go. We have a roughed out backplate. So now we got to go to the guitar and fit it. Obviously, it's not going to fit right now because, you know, we still have to go to the line with the sander, but we need to get an idea of what's going on. So let's head back to the guitar. Alright, folks, we're back at the guitar now. Now I cut it, so we're going to have to fit it. Now, obviously, this is not fitting at the moment, so we got to do some work here. So basically, we just got to sand this down until it fits in. And that's going to look nice, actually. Kind of a two-tone wood effect. I really don't like using black plastic plates. I mean, it just, you know, there's something special about wood in general that just overpowers plastic in many, many ways. So that's why I use wood, as much as wood as I can for guitars. So we have to go to the sander now and sand it down. So here we go. Occasionally we're going to go back and forth to fit it. We got it, and I'll show it to you in just a second. So as you can see, we have it out, and it fits right in there. Look at that. Now there are points in here where it's kind of I made it have some slots in it to get your finger in there. So it makes it easier for the person to get their finger in there no matter which side they want to do. So that's why I kind of sanded off a little more than I wanted. I always do 3 points, mostly on this side, because you don't really need to take it off on this side. But there is one on this side where you can lift up and it's easy. That's going to be all cleaned up once I sand it down and kind of round over the edges a little bit on both sides. And I'm going to make kind of divots in here where the fingers will go. So it'll be easier to take out. But yeah, that looks great. That's perfect. It fits perfectly. And we're actually gonna take some sandpaper now, and I don't want 80, right? Fuck that. 220, right? This is 220. 220 grit, and we're just gonna go around the edges. So all we're doing is going around the edges just to clean it up. Now, of course, this isn't the final cleaning, but it cleans up the edges so they're not all frayed and rough and stuff like that. It also gives you a better idea of how everything's going to look. So we'll just go in here, clean up the edges. I would use a rounded file for this, but right now we're just trying to get rid of the harsh edges. Because guitars, you don't want harsh edges on anything. So, we cleaned it up. Oh yeah, that's looking much better already. And that's not even it. So, yeah, that's basically how you make a backplate out of wood. And backplates out of wood is can be concerning because wood warps over time. There's a lot of things wood throws at you. So you really need to be careful with it. Now I put oil. I oil everything. And what the oil does is it seals it up, but it's not a lacquer and it's not a urethane, so it's not a pain in the ass to fix something if it goes wrong. Of course, with a lacquer, you can always melt in. If you have a chip or something, you can always melt in more lacquer and it'll melt. But urethane's a pain in the ass to fix. That's why I use oil on my guitars and not lacquers, urethanes. I prefer oil. You can get just as good as a finish with an oil as you can with a lacquer or urethane. So that's why when you seal it good, you make sure all the oil's into the pores, it's soaked all the way through, or as through as it'll go. And basically, once that's done, once you flood it, and it has time to soak in and everything, you then layer it and then rub it down. You're basically, polishing it as you go along. And that gives it seals it, but it also makes it so it can actually breathe instead of, being covered in urethane and hardening stuff. But true oil it does have hardening in it, but it's a lot different. So instead of a plasticky look, it's more of a natural wood look to it with the true oil. That's why I love this stuff. So that's how you make a back plate. So with the next episode, we'll have a next episode Friday, and then we'll fit the bridge, and we'll finish the back plate up. And I think I'll actually sand it down and drill the holes. And after we do the bridge, folks, it's basically all about the finishing process. And I'm excited for that. We have to go down to our final grit of sandpaper for fine sanding, which is 320 or something? I think it's 320. But yeah, 320. We'll get them all sanded up, and basically I can get rid of this line now once I fit the bridge in. So sand it all nicely. Make sure to get all the edges. I already sanded the edges, but we'll get all the edges. We'll drill the pickup surround holes, screw holes that we need, and from there it's just a matter of getting other hardware. I don't know. I really honestly don't know if I'm going to use these natural wood knobs. They look amazing, but then again, I'm thinking maybe a black and gold knob would look even better. I'm not sure. I'm still deciding on that. I'm still deciding on what pickups I want to use, so those won't come until the last step. I have an idea of the tuners I'm going to use. I'm going to use here. I have an idea of what tuning machines I'm going to use. They're also going to be black gold. But I'm thinking locking tuners maybe. I don't know, I might put some Wilkinsons in there or something. And I have to put the brand name on the headstock still and the serial number. So those are the next steps, folks, and we should have a guitar. See, my problem is with the natural wood knobs is that while it looks fantastic, I think there may be too much natural wood in there. And I know I said that I like to use as much wood as I can on a guitar, but with the color scheme I'm going for a black and gold like that. So I'm thinking there might be too much mahogany going on in there, which, I'm saying more color-wise instead of actual material-wise. I think there's enough mahogany in there without the knobs in there. So I think I might do black and gold knobs and I'm sure it'll look nice even so. But that's decisions we have to make down the line. So with that being said, this is Nate, Apocalyptic Guitars, and be on the lookout for Friday for another video. Take care, folks. Have a good one.